Back for the chat. There we go. Hello, everybody. This is your Gaming Forever podcast for the week of May 31st, 2013. I am, as always, Gamer Wolf, and today we have...
I am Brandon Carey, a.k.a. Enigma on GF.
I am a Charky.
I am the Game Freak.
This is Seth Highwind.
Oh. I'm Punk, and Seth's here too for cutting me off.
Typically, these introductions go by faster if you actually introduce yourselves. And we're a news podcast, so we should start doing that.
Yes, we should.
Recent news.
Hello?
Sorry about that. Mike went dead. Great.
A poor gamer.
Nah, I have to use an old headset today because I'm getting... the other one actually had issues to begin with. So it's being repaired.
I see.
And hopefully it stays stable. I just gotta keep one little part of the whole thing wire pinched for probably the entire time. Anyways, yes, live show. Anyway, so how's everybody been? Well, since the catch-up show.
I just finished another post to my Dishonored LP. I think it's out on both GF and my own personal blog now.
I am starting to try to put the finishing touches on a retrospective I wrote on Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
I recently finished my last Obscure Gaming Gallery piece on Ronald McDonald's Treasureland Adventure, and will probably start writing up my my Sweet Home review soon.
Oh boy. I remember that game.
Game Freak, Punk, you two been doing anything lately?
No.
I told you.
I didn't hear that at all.
Well, I just told you I'm trying to. Oh, was someone else talking before me?
I think Punk was.
But I couldn't understand him at all, so just go.
Okay. Sorry, Punk, you suck.
Oh, come on.
I'm kidding. But he's a punk. But yeah, right now I'm trying to figure out to run a campaign with Pathfinder with Game & Wolf and some friends of mine. He's made a custom wolf race because obvious.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to talk to some friends of mine for some advice, and we're hitting a few roadblocks at the moment.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Not awesome. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
We can talk about this later, Game Wolf. But
yeah.
Go on.
Well, I hate to start this whole thing off with a bit of bad news, but unfortunately, that is the case. Because, sad news to report, Andrew Scott Reese, the Oculus Rift co-founder, is dead at the age of 33.
What?
Yep.
So what was the cause of death again?
He was hit during a hit and run chase by the police down here in
Hit and run.
Oh my
California.
god.
Yeah, this happened in Santa Ana, California on Thursday. He was struck by a car fleeing the police. The car was being driven by 20-year-old Victor Sanchez, who was fleeing the scene of a crime with several associates. Sanchez struck two other vehicles and ran several lights, including the one that struck and killed Reese, attempting to flee from the police. Yeah,
That's awful.
Because one guy trying to get away because he robbed a place.
Well, it wasn't really just. According to the story, it wasn't one guy. It was a group of dudes who apparently they were gang affiliated. There were warrants for their arrest, and they were doing what ignorant gang people do, committing crime, robbing from places, just being overall fucking scum. And then this happened. So, yeah, it's
a shame. Truly it is.
Yep.
But what about the Oculus Rift then?
It's still being made.
It's still being made.
It's just fine.
Yeah, it'll be taken over by everyone else, but this was just he was the co-founder. He was the guy that helped start the whole thing going, and it's just, it really
He's
really
important.
sucks.
He was important but not essential.
Yeah.
So they will continue on without him.
So,
and there
It's
were
most sad,
articles
really,
that
it is.
Yeah,
It really
I mean,
is
and
sad,
there were some articles that were kind of mentioning, a lot of past contributions that he's had to numerous other games. And while, he may not have been one of these big auteur producers, you look back at the history and the stuff that he's worked on and some of the things that he had come up with, a lot of his ideas and his genius are in a lot of different video games, and he's made a lot of great contributions.
Yes, it really is a great loss to the industry, and we hope he rests in peace. Now, move out of that little bit of a downer note. Let's go on towards Sony, which has made a couple of statements now, mainly to counteract what was revealed last week from Microsoft. The first one, and this is a big one. Sony officially states that PlayStation 4 will not have DRM against used games.
Slight minor correction. They are not mandating the use of DRM on used games.
Yeah,
if the developers choose to do so, they will not try to stop them.
Yes. But as far as Sony goes, they have nothing against it. They have no plans to institute a system like the way Microsoft is doing.
Just so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Sony, of course, I mean, and props to them. They have every right and every reason to capitalize on this. Microsoft being one of their big competitors. And Microsoft, I mean, I can't help but feel as if the tables have turned, since the way things were back in 2006, where Sony were over-bloated and overconfident, and they felt that they could charge $600 for a console and that anybody is going to buy it because they're the brand leader, whereas Microsoft, they felt, hey, we know how we can do better gaming. That has turned now. Microsoft are the ones that are over-bloated and overconfident, and Sony is capitalizing on their mistakes, as they should.
Over the last generation, you noticed that Sony got smarter as time progressed, where Microsoft got more complacent. And this is basically all of that coalescing into one huge ultimate blow for the next generation.
Yeah, definitely.
It's basically a giant tumor now.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back and see how the systems have gone, you saw Sony, they admitted they had issues, but then they started improving, especially with the premium service for the PlayStation Network, giving free games just for being a subscriber on that.
I would not be surprised at this point if the Xbox conference had giant enemy crabs.
Yes. Attack the weak point for massive damage.
Yeah, this has basically been a complete role reversal because Sony had to learn its lesson and Microsoft has yet to do so.
Yeah, Microsoft,
they're overconfident.
That's why they've gotten okay, we
any
need to be stable in the games market.
A subscription fee and then I gets paid ads on it is overconfident.
Totally.
I mean, honestly, Xbox Live, I don't see the use in it anymore. I really don't see how you continue to defend the idea that you should be paying for some of this stuff, whereas anybody else can get this for free.
Any of the people I know
it's also
for Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, it's also the fact that as we said before with the whole Netflix ordeal, that you're basically spending $60 a year for this gold membership. On top of that, the $10 a month you spend on Netflix for instant streaming. The fact that you need a gold membership to watch Netflix alone is just stupid. You're spending money where you really shouldn't be spending it to begin with.
I mean, since the PS3 has its own Netflix app, which is just as good, if not better.
Mm-hmm. And not to mention also,
and the Wii, and the Wii U, and the PC, and your phone,
and your tablets.
Friggin' Netflix.
It's funny that.
Bottom line, Netflix is not something that's going to sell a system because it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Or just a fucking Roku box or a smart TV.
Hell, I'm sure by now Ouya has Netflix support.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Why not?
I don't know for sure.
Yeah, why not indeed?
That's a baseless speculative statement, but it probably is true.
Yeah. Anyways, continuing on, Sony, Kazurai also made an added statement saying that the PlayStation 4 is all about the gamers, and that's it. Loud and clear, Sony's boss, Kazuo Hirai believes that the PlayStation 4 must target core gamers from the outset before expanding for others' mindshare. He spoke with Wall Street Journal's Walt Mossberg during a talk at the D11 conference where Hirai stated, "I fundamentally believe that the initial market that we need to make sure we appeal to with any new platform is really the gaming audience. They will be the supporters of your platform, and they will help propel the installed base."
That's
and
good.
he is not wrong, because you look at the hardcore gaming audience, people who are more than willing to spend that kind of money on something to play video games. Whereas Microsoft, you look at their conference and everything, and granted, they want to say they want to focus more on games at E3, but with the reveal of their console, it looks as if they're trying to market this to somebody. It's like, do you like TV? Now you can watch TV on our box. But the main problems with this thing is you need to have a cable service already in
and
order
an
to use
HD television.
Yeah.
The definition will not work.
So the people that they're trying to sell this to for TV features, a lot of those people already have something in their house already that's going to do this a lot more easier, and it was probably less expensive than what you're selling, Microsoft. Mm-hmm. Sony has the right idea.
Exactly, and not only that, again, they're going to be they're putting up this like live TV kind of connection. If I forget from the press conference if they showed any kind of like rewind or something like that. But if it's storing up, if it's going to like store up, I know it's not going to be a DVR, but if it stores up like some sort of like program data in order to do a kind of temporary rewind, that's going to eat at the hard drive even more.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Let's not forget about
further proof that 500 gigs really. No.
Do you know how TiVo?
Let's not forget.
Works.
Let's not forget also. Let's not forget also the apps, music you're going to download, the video games you're going to have save files on, including DLC. Let's see what else.
Yeah. And the
also your avatars, your background, so on and so forth. It's
Those
just
shouldn't be that much data. That shouldn't be a whole lot of data.
But but like you had mentioned, mandatory installs.
Yeah, the installation of the games is gonna just chew through that so fast.
And if they intend to have any TiVo service, the way TiVo works is that it records everything at any given moment and then just deletes things as you've requested, things you haven't requested. So if they want to do something like that, they're going to need a massive hard drive.
Yeah, though I'm pretty sure that they said that it's not going to be a DVR in a way, but it may possibly have replay features or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, the only way to see people actually using the service for a DVR type thing is if they get like a 1 terabyte external hard drive, find some way to format it to the Xbox One.
It'll have to be about that big. It'll have to be.
Yeah.
And you can't upgrade the damn thing yourself, not like a PS3.
No, you have to get an external hard drive and connect it up to it, which is even more money out of your pocket.
Yep. I mean, hell, even Microsoft allowed you to buy future hard drives for your 360.
Again, it's this bizarre subset of people it's marketing to that I don't even know exists.
No. The people that they're trying to sell this to, they already have devices in their homes that are going to do this.
People that have enough money to buy an HD TV, but not enough to buy a smart TV. Enough to want all these enough desire to want these features, but not enough to have dedicated devices already in place for these features.
Yeah.
Enough.
And to people that want to be really technical, want to have a device that does all these different things, they've invested their money in a media center PC.
Exactly.
They want people.
If they have something like that, why need the Xbox One? I mean, really? If you got something like that, you're good to go. You already don't give a damn about the system.
And to be fair, this is Microsoft's been trying to do for years. Like, we've all kind of known this was going to happen eventually. Or at least they were going to try to make it happen.
Yeah. When you looked at the dashboard updates that they were trying to pull on the 360, it was no surprise to me.
Do people like those? Like, I'm legitimately curious if people like the new dashboard.
Fuck no!
It really looks like Windows 8, and I detest Windows 8.
It's wait. They actually updated the. Actually, I haven't updated my Xbox in a while.
they shown at the conference what basically the dashboard looks like, and I hate it.
So I'm getting a unanimous no for my do people like the dashboard question, so that's interesting.
Okay, wait. I have a question. I have a question for all you guys here. Now I know that the 360 went through like several different dashboards updates. So I want to ask you guys, just out of curiosity, which one was your favorite? The first one, the second one, the third one, or this new one?
Honestly, okay, one was okay. Two, I actually did like, but the current one that's on the 360 now sucks.
I'm sorry. The last time I actually used an Xbox was when my old roommate Steve, before he moved out. But when I physically owned one was back in like 2009. Was the second one when they introduced the avatars?
Yeah.
Or was that the third one?
It was the second one. The second one was when they introduced avatars.
I really enjoyed the second one. I thought that was probably the most user-friendly interface. But then when they changed it to like that Windows 8 type format on the third one, I honestly didn't know where like they changed everything, and I got lost like incredibly easy.
Same here.
Yeah, actually, I'm still getting lost in that thing once in a while. Now that I think about it, I try to find DLCs and I'm trying to find it, and I find myself in songs.
It's just fucking horrible. The fact that I'm paying for this service to have all these fucking ads take up a 90% of my screen, and the little icon that represents the game I want to play that's in my tray is like up in the corner.
Burrowed in the corner.
Yeah.
And I have a PS3, so I'm inherently biased on this topic anyways.
I own a PS3 as well, and what's funny, I used to hate Sony so much. The tables have turned for me so much on my opinion on these things.
I know, really.
Yeah. I never owned a 360, and I probably never will.
Anybody buy one.
Well, yeah, I mean, see, it was funny because when I used to have both the 360 and the PS3, I absolutely hated the PS3 dashboard. But when I finally, gave my 360 to my sister when I moved out of state to go to college, I fell in love with the PS3 dashboard just because I realized how easy and convenient it was.
Yeah, it was simple.
It's like Microsoft. How the hell do you make me miss Blades?
You want movies in the PlayStation 3? Just go on the Movies tab. You want music? Go on the Music tab.
You want streaming TV service? There's a tab for it.
Oh, great. There's going to be a line for that now. Yeah, there's a tab for that.
You want PlayStation Network? We have a dedicated tab just for that one little feature.
Though I will admit, when the last Sony update, when they for some reason moved the trophies from the game
that
to
threw
the
me
PSN,
off so much.
I was like, wait, where'd my trophy information go? Did they? Oh no, it's under the PSN tab.
Yeah, that threw me off for like a week.
Yeah, but it wasn't as major.
Yeah, nowhere near.
No, it wasn't major. It was just just threw me off considerably.
Yeah.
But moving on.
Yep, moving on. One other thing going for Sony is a little bit of good word of mouth coming from one of the developers working on their platform. Developer from Killzone 4 says that the PS4 is the easiest platform to develop for.
Now,
because they're using x86 architecture.
Yeah,
now it's worth noting that Killzone is a Sony exclusive franchise.
True.
So bias.
True.
However,
but it is said by Michel Liu. I think that's how you say his name. The technical director on Shadowfall. He said that the team was able to easily just. They were able to easily do more with the visuals that they planned for the game, and just how to excuse me, and basically just how simple it was just to do everything that they needed to do and more.
Because you're not trying to string together 6 different processors.
Funnily enough, this might paradoxically cause PS4 development to have a reduced cost.
Oh yeah,
that's always
actually
good.
A good idea. That would be good, actually.
Paradoxically, because you think a next gen would inherently raise the cost, but with this new architecture, there might be a logical reduction in costs. Because what happens with most consoles is that Instead, they don't actually make these. They make them at extremely high resolutions and they scale down. So if you have less to scale down, you have more RAM to work with and a better architecture. You don't have to scale down as much, which means you're making the same assets, but you're making them faster, cheaper, and you're not doing as much scaling down as you would have to, and not much optimization. So this could actually generally be a good thing if they do it right, and that's the question.
Yeah, that is the big question right there. But so far, they're doing all right. I mean, they're I wouldn't say batting 1,000, but I'd say probably more like .900. However, now we come towards Microsoft. And they've shot themselves in the foot a bit more. Though the first thing we're going to start off with from them is a bit of a, well, I wouldn't say surprise, but definitely is quite a shock. Initial shock, at least. Microsoft's estimated amount paying for those Xbox exclusive games, $1 billion.
Excuse me, what?
They've been spending $1 billion on Xbox games for the Xbox One.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised considering how, back with the 360, Microsoft would pay, all kinds of money to all these different developers like Rockstar. They paid good money to make sure that, make sure you make the first DLC packages for Grand Theft Auto for us first. And then when that contract expired, boom.
Yeah, exactly.
It was the same thing there. And they did the same thing with Bethesda, I think for Skyrim as well.
Yeah.
So it's not unheard of that Microsoft is trying to bank on exclusives.
But they
or
definitely
at least timed exclusives.
Yeah, but here they've definitely paid out the ass. I mean, this is totally including first-party titles, exclusive content, and timed exclusives. Don Matrick, the Microsoft's president of Interactive Entertainment, had a few words on this subject, saying that we just ran through our script and counted the number of exclusives and looked at the amount of money that we're spending and the details that we have, exclusive windows and things to create differentiation. I think, candidly, people are way, way under-indexing how hard we're punching.
Now, I am not against spending money on developers for your console, because you're going to need that, because the only thing that separates consoles at this point are the exclusive games. That's how it's always been the case, and if they're hoping that games will get them out of the shithole they've dug themselves into, all the power to them. Mm-hmm. However, $1 billion?
Yeah, that's about as an overshot as when they estimated that there would be $1 billion next generation consoles between both the Xbox One and PS4 sold.
I mean, it depends on how.
Last time I heard somebody bragging about spending that much money on one thing was John Riccatello on Old Republic.
Oh, God.
Remember how that turned out?
Yeah.
Well, the number thing is more.
Give him a round of applause, people.
Ricky, do you need some ice for that burn?
Anyway, Punk, what were you saying?
They're just trying to impress you with the number. I highly doubt, honestly, think it's a smart business decision to spend that much money.
It isn't. It really
depends
isn't.
entirely on how they're spending it.
Yeah, and because if they're spending $1 billion on exclusives and half of those things are shitty Kinect games, what good is that going to do them?
It also depends on whether it's in-house or they're doing it just for other publishers to get them exclusive. So there's other publishers. There's no need to justify that much money going out to other publishers. But if it's in-house, you could kind of justify spending that much on devs because development costs a lot of money, especially in the modern day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at the same time, $1 billion. You really expect to make that much money back?
You just know it's going to be Kinect. Honestly, they're like, we need to make the Kinect.
Oh God, no.
They need to make the Kinect a viable reason to being basically.
Yeah, they need to make Kinect. They need to make the Xbox a viable gaming console. That's the only way they're going to succeed this generation.
Yeah.
No, they're going to need to find a way to make the Kinect a viable resource. That's what the June era people.
I honestly doubt that.
It's not going to happen.
With how bad?
No. I'm not saying they will.
They'll
I'm saying
try
it looks like it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're trying right now. I mean, come on. They already announced that the Xbox One is not going to work without the Kinect.
Which
we'll have to wait and
still
see.
can't help shake my head at. But
I mean, it's like pretty much what it's
I still
gonna
shake
be.
my head at that too, guys. And what I'm saying is like they're force feeding us this thing because they think it's the new future. It's like the new
You don't
product. It's
understand.
like the new Xbox.
It's okay. You can turn it off.
Yeah, you can just shut it down, but yet it will still hear what you say.
It should
Exactly, that's what I'm
It should really
saying.
be interesting what Microsoft shows off at their conference at E3. I mean, to see if they're going to dig themselves further or if they're going to like redeem themselves a little bit.
Oh, yeah,
So,
exactly. But
E3 will be the final judge of
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah.
Will there be the nail in the coffin or the holy redemption rapture of
The holy redemption, Xbox One.
exactly.
Xbox One died for your sins?
However, well, unfortunately,
Crucified on the cross.
Xbox
Big
One
X.
died for its sins.
Pretty
yeah.
much.
Unfortunately, though, Microsoft's starting to all that hole that they're digging themselves in is getting deeper, and yeah,
Of course
this
it is.
this kind of thing isn't helping it either. The Xbox One will be region locked.
Excuse me.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
To be fair, wasn't the
Microsoft has always
360?
been- Huh?
Wasn't the 360 region locked too?
Yeah, both the Xbox and 360 have been region locked. PlayStation and Nintendo's handhelds until the
Oh,
DSi.
Okay.
were region-
Let me give a correction on that. The Xbox 360 was only partially region locked. It was left to the publisher whether or not to have a disc region locked or to have it open to all territories.
Huh.
It means the whole console is mandatory region locked. That's it. No arguments.
Oh, okay.
Funny thing, generally speaking, on the Xbox 360, games were region locked, but DLC was region free
Yeah.
in the general case.
Yeah, Microsoft gave a statement saying, similar to the movie and music industry, games must meet country-specific regulatory guidelines before they are cleared for sale.
That's not why you region lock games. That's a bullshit excuse, and I think all of us here are smart enough to realize that.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it is totally BS.
They're doing
And-
it because different countries price their games differently.
And also, it begs to mention, PS3 is not region locked at all, save for one game. That's it, one
Persona
game.
4 Arena.
Yeah,
Can I
that's
borrow
the
your
only one
sticks for
region
tomorrow?
locked.
And they were pretty in a
Can I borrow your
Atlas-
sticks for tomorrow? Okay.
Seth, is there somebody else in the room with you?
Could have sworn I just muted my mic. Did my mic not mute?
Nope.
No, it did
No,
not.
because someone else walked in and you needed to borrow a 6.
A 6-shooter.
That's nice to know that my mute button on my microphone doesn't work.
Now the world knows.
I just use Skype's mute feature.
The Xbox One kills Seth's mic.
Yes, further.
Because it wanted to still listen.
Yeah, when Atlas region locked P4A, they were pretty flat out saying that because of Japanese money costing more, being cheaper than American money, Japanese audiences could import the game at a lower price, so they had to avoid that.
Yeah, that's right. And it wasn't until like almost a year later they decided to bring that game to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they were pretty upfront about why they region locked that particular game.
It was one of the things that goes back to like the Wii shortages and the Wii Fit when that thing was coming out, and it was like there were so many shortages of that thing because Nintendo knew the American dollar is not worth shit right now. Sell it to where currency is higher value.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, that whole statement Microsoft gave. That is
I mean, if you're gonna-
that is so pro corporate. Is literally dripping in just whole.
Well, I mean, Microsoft's a major corporation. Do you expect them to be anti-corporate?
It's really just it's another. Again, we have to go back to the fact that Microsoft is totally they're really just going around these issues rather than just giving a goddamn full-on statement saying, yes, we're region locking the damn thing because of this and this and this. So what?
And for Microsoft fans, that wish-washiness should probably scare you. And if it's not already, you are deluding yourself.
Yeah.
Yep. Continuing
But again,
on.
I'm a Sony fan. What do I know?
Yeah, but both you and I are completely biased on this whole Xbox thing, to be honest.
Well, make up for it, man. I'm telling you.
Well, you guys can continue to be biased. I mean, because we got a couple others.
Yeah, I had to keep the record clear. I'm a Sony fan, and I'm biased towards them.
Yeah.
Well, here's another.
Here's
another thing to bring your biasness towards. Major blow to Microsoft's statements during their press conference for the Xbox One reveal. They made a major deal about the whole cloud gaming kind of thing. About they pretty much put up so many servers to just give this immense power to the cloud, and that.
Never heard that before.
Unfortunately, a guy by the name of Jonathan Blow,
the maker of Braid.
The maker of Braid, says that Microsoft's lying about that cloud power. Blow actually he's the guy behind Braid and also the upcoming The Witness that's coming out on the PS4. He tweeted this, in fact, on Twitter, saying that more cloud processing BS. Someone please call their bluff on this. Also, someone please ask if these fabled 300,000 servers are real hardware or just the total size of Windows Azure, which then implies that Xbox Live would only ever get a portion of that. To put it more concretely, a journalist could compute the installation and yearly maintenance costs for 300,000 servers and then ask Microsoft where that very large chunk of money is coming from and then how it could possibly make business sense for a game console.
It doesn't.
He's making complete sense. I mean, I know people generally don't like Jonathan Blow, but when he talks, when he says something like this, it's actually very important because it's showing something that is patently true. Like, he's not lying. You can't do cloud computing on a game console. It's not possible.
Yeah.
Unless you're installing some sort of online DRM on the game in question.
Yep. And he even makes another statement. Well, when he answered some questions from his followers on Twitter, he further explained why he feels Microsoft is completely lying, saying that I can spin up 10,000 virtual servers per host. They would just all suck. Saying 300,000 servers when they are virtual is a lie. You can't make 300,000 servers available without kicking all of the customers off the service.
Yeah, it's lunacy.
And plus, it's crazy, really, because again, like he said, that would take way too much money to do that in a reliable fashion.
Yeah, this is, and sadly, with this just punching a huge hole in the Microsoft's prodding around their whole cloud service, and that it leaves the question: are we going to have another SimCity or Error 37 issue again?
I was about to bring those up. I was just about to bring those up. You beat me to
my prediction.
Why do you guys keep driving that dagger further into my heart? I've learned my lesson, okay?
And then Jonathan
Blow.
Seth,
what about the Nissan Leaf DLC?
Oh God!
Please don't get started on this stuff again.
And then Jonathan Blow ended by saying, "Hey, Sony's got Gaikai, motherfuckers," and he dropped the mic.
Exactly. But yeah,
Jonathan Blow, and so does Microsoft.
Yeah,
look for The Witness on PS4.
I'm now really scared about the Xbox One launch. How much of a disaster!
You weren't already scared?
Oh, I was already scared. This just pushed it into just fearing the next goddamn
Microsoft
volcano
has been
or
shipped
something.
to a place where the buses don't run.
Yes.
I don't know. I foresee the Xbox One crashing, and Microsoft releases the South Park BP. We're sorry.
Oh yeah, we're sorry. Oh God. Anyways, next up, now we're going into stupidity. Yes, Microsoft is doing this.
More Microsoft stupidity. How much more can one company
Microsoft
do?
is aiming for a TV achievement patent.
Oh yeah, I already heard about this. Achievement unlocked. Friendship is magic. Watched a whole season of My Little Pony.
Oh, God. But yeah, Microsoft recently filed a patent that will award achievements to users for watching video content. The patent is titled Awards and Achievements Across TV Ecosystem, which explores the idea of rewarding viewers with achievements in a similar way that games on the Xbox 360 reward players for completing certain tasks within video games.
Achievement unlocked. I didn't have to use the bathroom. Spent a whole commercial break with sitting on the couch.
So this begs my question of, like, is somebody going to be proud to have this bullshit on their gamer profile? Like, yeah, check it out, man. I got 50G for watching that back massager infomercial. It was like an hour long. And it's like...
Watching
that, this infomercial selling this feminine shower massager. Like,
you watched the Magic Bullet infomercial. You got 5 achievement points.
Yeah.
like
and you get 10 more for actually ordering the damn thing.
Wait. I want to go on with the joke that he just did there. Hey, nothing, man. I got achievement for watching Biodome.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, there you go, right there. Proud yourself around of enjoying really shitty movies.
Exactly.
You got an achievement for watching Beyond Thunderdome.
I think the only achievement I'd be proud of is you just watched every single Billy Mays commercial.
Billy Mays here for OxyClean.
Billy Mays here for 100 gamer points.
But it's I already think people are fucking douchebags. They brag yeah, I beat Halo and Legendary. It's I don't give a fuck.
This is worse than those achievements you unlock for just putting the game in the disc tray and hitting start.
Oh God.
Or getting those achievements for watching the ending credits.
Yes.
Yeah, all
because
the
you
way.
actually had to do something to get to those points. You were literally sitting on your ass watching something with these particular achievements.
Yeah.
The thing that scares me more than attaching achievements for watching this bullshit is I'm reminded of something that EA used to do with some of their racing games. I believe it was either Burnout 3 or Burnout Revenge. One of those games where they would have trailers on the disc that you would watch for Madden fucking 07, whatever it was. And if you watched that trailer, it would unlock a vehicle in the game. I fear for the day... Well, no, I don't fear. I'm just going to be really sorely disappointed and then sit back and laugh if they decide to attach DLC hey, watch this advertisement and then you'll unlock this in this game.
Like the SimCity Crest Oral B?
Oh, God.
I mean, haven't they already done that where pretty much, if you get a certain achievement, then you unlock a brand new avatar package or something like that? I mean, don't they already have that in place?
Well, that seems okay for little shit like that, stuff that's cosmetic. But I'm saying
something you have to earn in the game.
Yeah, but I'm saying they want to bullshit pre-order DLC. Imagine that stuff attached to watching a commercial. You can unlock this sword or this weapon or this fucking horse armor for watching Pizza Hut's new promotion. I don't fucking know.
Imagine if in Street Fighter you had to unlock one of Blanka's alternate costumes by watching a TV ad for Oryx vacuum cleaners.
To be honest, I wouldn't mind unlocking a new Zangief costume by rewatching the original Street Fighter movie. I honestly wouldn't mind that at all.
See, Ryu, for Seth, for you, that was a movie. For me, it was just Tuesday.
Oh, God.
I guess there's right ways and there's wrong ways to go about it. You watch this movie and maybe get something, but I don't want to see, now you can play as Flo from Geico or whatever. Progressive Insurance. You can play as Flo in Tekken because you watch this fucking
horrible
Progressive
for knowing
commercial.
that.
Holy shit.
Flo Enigma, so.
Yeah.
Flo.
Oh, boy.
You watched that Geico commercial where the gecko goes, everybody was kung fu fighting, and get a Street Fighter costume.
Get fucked.
You watch a Geico commercial, you get an instant key to download the Gex the Gecko series.
Oh, hey, what if
That'd be
what about
interesting.
an achievement for watching those late night call service for You know those? Do you guys ever get those commercials where you see a hawk girl telling you to call them?
Do you want to text free singles like yourself?
Oh,
yeah,
God.
exactly those. Would you get an achievement for one of those?
Unlock a skimpy outfit for Chun-Li by watching this erotic sex commercial.
Anyways, moving on. Sticking with the achievements, though, Microsoft then adds they're going to have devs have a monthly cap for adding achievements, as they don't want to overwhelm gamers.
I couldn't possibly care any more or less.
Yeah, in an interview with Xbox 360 Achievements, Xbox One program manager Chad Gibson revealed that developers will be subject to a monthly cap for the number of achievements that they're able to add. While developers can add achievements every week, developers won't be adding 10,000 gamer score a day.
That I don't feel angry.
Ooh.
I don't feel upset. I don't feel happy. It's just a thing.
Yeah, very meh.
Just okay.
I mean,
That's
okay,
nice.
that's nice. It's lovely. It's just I don't care.
Enigma's like,
Do go on.
whatever.
So what else do we have to talk about?
Moving on.
Seriously.
Xbox One has decided that your farts don't smell well enough, so when you're using the Kinect, it will spray your
It's like Microsoft telling me the sulfur smells like rotten eggs. That's a lovely thing to know.
Equipped with smell-o-vision.
But this is like when I'm playing Alan Wake and then the enemy goes, there are 65 billion cows and pigs in the world.
Or is the...
Anyway, you have another story to tell us? Did your mic go out again, gamer?
Oh man.
It did, didn't it?
Oh man.
one
Push to
stuff?
technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
Is this where we break out into song trying to keep the audience entertained?
Sorry, I actually
back!
Sorry, I actually got pulled away this time. Fucking annoying sister. Anyways,
Next story.
but yeah, I can possibly understand this, but again, you put the cap at 10,000. Shouldn't it kind of be a little bit lower?
Don't you only get 1,000 achievements per 360 game?
Yeah,
Or 1,000 points?
It was only it's only 1,000 unless add DLC and stuff.
All it boils down to is a massive dick-waving contest.
Yeah. Anyways, next up, little add-on to the report of Xbox not supporting the indie developers. Apparently, I guess they are. Though they didn't.
How?
Yeah, pretty much. The opening line of this article just sums it up right. Razza Frazza Microsoft fricka fracka, get the story straight. Pretty much, Microsoft's Matt Booty explained last week that Xbox One will share essentially the same digital distribution approval process as the Xbox 360, including the inability to self-publish.
That's terrible!
This made a lot of developers, especially of the indie persuasion, very upset. But
People hate that system.
Gamer, can you repeat that? Of the indie persuasion?
yeah, indie persuasion, yes. It's,
What is that supposed to mean?
basically, the indie developers, they got pissed. They got pissed off about this. However, yeah, again, this comes along the lines of what Xbox's Major Nelson said, that all the Xbox One info is inaccurate and incomplete.
All I know is
what they're basically saying is, oh yeah, you're wrong, except you're totally not wrong. In fact, we're just confirming what you said, basically.
Yeah, well,
Hey,
the whole
look
thing
at
of it.
this.
I mean, the whole thing that, like, yeah, we're going to have the same policies as a 360. What's so bad about that? So you're going to charge out the ass to allow somebody to do an update on something.
Yeah,
Small
yeah.
companies that obviously can't afford that.
$20,000 for the
Yeah,
second
20
patch.
yeah. Well, if
To kind of feed into Enigma's Sony biasm, there's been developer after developer house that has talked about why they have such a good working relationship with Sony and why they feel comfortable putting a lot of their independent stuff on there. You ask the guys from Drinkbox who made Guacamelee. You ask
Or Team Meat. Team Meat's actually very pro Sony right now.
Yeah, exactly. Or the guys who made the gentleman behind Papo EO. He had a really good working relationship with Sony. I've only seen one company come out and say anything decent about Microsoft, and that was Behemoth. But still,
I still don't know why Behemoth said anything positive, especially after how long it took the Castle Crashers patch to come out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Microsoft's head of interactive entertainment, Don Matrick, told Kotaku, "We're going to have an independent creator program. We're going to sponsor it. We're going to give people tools. We're going to give more information." He then followed up by saying, "That is something I think is important. That's how I started in the industry. There's no way we're going to build a box that doesn't support that." Here's the kicker, though. Matrick delivered this message to Kotaku the same day that Booty dropped the no self-publishing bomb. So,
the thing is,
instant
it's like,
PR cover-up.
Microsoft, they'll come out and say, like, we're going to do this. How long are you going to do that? Because you had the Indie Games channel easy to find on the 360 before you shoved it away in a little corner before it disappeared entirely. Like, yeah, just let's see how long they live up to that before they go back on the word. It's like, well, we're gonna discontinue this. Ugh.
Yeah. Again, they gotta give actual freaking info, actual solid info. No more of this tap dancing bullshit.
Well, they gotta wait until E3 apparently, because
I guess, but if they don't release all the info, they're pretty much gonna be dead in the water.
How much do you guys want to bet that they're going to do something retarded, like say April Fools? Seriously, I bet if they're going, I'm just thinking, if they're so desperate to change the things in here at the last minute, they'll probably just make an excuse like that.
Yeah, well, I don't know if that changing will be happening because Microsoft's Phil Spector gave a little bit of an interesting quote, saying that core gamers will buy everything.
What?
Elaborate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Phil Spencer decided to address the negative criticism of last week's reveal of the Xbox One in an interview with OXM, the official Xbox magazine. He said that, quote, "We believe that if all you want is gaming, you'll still pick us at the end of the day. The super core guys, they will buy everything. They will buy all devices, but most people really only do buy one device. And if you're going to think about what that one device is, we believe that an all-in-one system that does the best games and TV and entertainment will be something that's really unique."
Oh my god, he's gonna get crucified.
Oh,
no kidding.
God.
They're gonna go to Microsoft headquarters, find him, and literally crucify him.
Guys, this is actually a good thing. He's already just saying, we lost, PS4 wins, because they beat us on...
Although there is some truth to that, because a lot of the people who are really into gaming do end up buying all three consoles at some point in time.
True.
I mean,
That's true.
yeah, I mean...
So there's
a
degree of truth to that.
The thing about that argument is, it's like, okay, the core gamers who are going to buy everything, but still, you have to look at the core gamers who have a reliable internet connection, as well as, I mean, they're not going to get that broad audience that they're hoping for.
Yeah.
Because...
And I'm not going to get one, so...
Me neither.
Yeah.
Because with Microsoft, they want to sell the Xbox One to like this big, broad as an audience as possible, and in some cases, the core gamers that this guy is talking about, sometimes that's the minority.
Well, they also should notice that the way they're talking is like, we're planning for long term, and then when you look at their methods and stuff in the past, they're always thinking short term.
Yeah, and it's also interesting to note that this article reminds me remember back when this also goes along with what we said were pretty much the just total table turn that we have between Sony and Microsoft. Remember when Sony were trying to justify that $600 price point on the PS3 at launch?
Unfortunately,
They said it doesn't cost enough.
Yeah. This kind of feels like it.
Remember when Sony was fucking up? Pepperidge Bomb remembers.
It's kind of this narrative that when you feel like you've become the best, you feel like you don't need to try anymore. You don't need to try to be better.
Sony did that this generation.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
And Microsoft's doing it with the next.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, now, finally moving away from Microsoft, we're going on towards Nintendo. Nintendo has a few little things. First off, Nintendo has actually earned the respect of eBay Germany because Wii U has no restrictions.
Oh.
That's good, I guess.
Yeah. It's apparent that, with Xbox One going with the region lock, eBay Germany, they looked into the Wii U and found out, hey, guess what? No restrictions, no region locking, no anti-consumer features whatsoever. Even said, eBay Germany took to Facebook to even post a picture of the Wii U Zombie U bundle with a caption at the bottom of it saying, translated, says, "No use game locks, no online requirement, no fuss."
Nice.
Deutschland
So
represents.
they basically pointed to the Xbox One and saying, we are not doing that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I still question the legality of the Xbox One, considering what we know now, considering, many countries in Europe have kind of ruled, regardless of what an end-user license agreement says, whether that game is digital, physical copy, whatever, you the consumer, still have the right to resell it.
Mhm.
But that's kind of getting off topic.
Yeah, just changing that net connection there. All right. Next up in Nintendo news, anyone who is pretty much in the Southern California area, listen to this, or even in the chat. Take note that Nintendo's Wii U tour has officially hit downtown Disney at this point.
Yay!
Yep, from May 26th to June 23rd, so it's there right now. Visitors can go into a special attraction at downtown Disney. It's totally Nintendo, showing off the Wii U along with several select games such as Lego City Undercover, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, Need for Speed Most Wanted U from EA, and some other games such as Nintendo Land. There will also even be a mock living room with Nintendo characters on hand for photo opportunities if anyone wants to get one.
This reminds me of those old days when the PS2 was out, when Sony would have that truck that they would drive around the country and then set up at random places to have just random people come in and play games.
Yep.
And that's a good idea. So I'm going to support Nintendo on this.
Yeah, Nintendo also did this around the time when the Wii first launched, where they basically had a tour across America showing off both the Wii and the DS Lite at the time.
I'm just glad it wasn't those two Japanese guys from those Wii commercials
Oh, God.
we would like to play.
That commercial.
See, I was honestly hoping for the first Wii U commercial to do that, where it's like, we would like to play with you. I think that commercial would have helped sell the console.
Would have been a little creepy though.
I would have
if you
made
think
fun of
about
them
it.
for trying to have sex with underage girls.
Oh.
No. Damn it.
But
That's racist because they're Asian. How dare you say that about Asian?
But yeah, this is this is another thing of Nintendo's media blitz on there, and this to have it like right in downtown Disney, where you've got like tons of people going on there.
There.
And then when you combine that with the Best Buy thing they're planning to do, or in the midst of doing, I forgot
they
exactly.
they are doing that. They have put up a list of the locations. They are covering locations, I think, pretty much throughout the 50s. I think throughout the 50s. No, probably just Major 48.
There's going
Major
to be one
48.
close to my house. Actually.
I remember.
Yeah, I know I know in California, I know two cities are getting. 2 of the 6 cities are getting it. The Best Buy in Culver City is going to have one, and the Best Buy over if you're in the Bay Area, San Jose, go there.
Yeah, I remember. This is incredibly stupid, but I'm reminded of back in the '90s when Nintendo did this big promotion exclusively through Blockbuster. It's you go to your local Blockbuster and you can play the Virtual Boy.
Boy, Blockbuster, a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is gonna get a lot of word around, and
This
not
is
only that,
objectively good.
Not only that, this isn't the first. This is the first stop. They're going to go to like several other. They're going to be several other cities, including they will actually be coming back to Southern California for their last stop, and they will be in Hollywood and Highland. So another
This is just
major
good for Nintendo and the consumers. The consumers have the demos they can play, so they can actually try out these games for the Wii U and see if they actually want them or not. For Nintendo, this gets the controller in the consumer's hands. They can actually feel it, see what it's about, and actually like do things with it for the first time and actually understand what the technology does.
Yeah.
So this is
not
just
a bad
all
idea.
around. And the stores that host this event, they get free customers. This is just an all around good decision for everyone involved.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, the Japan Wii U, the Japan Wii U gamepad is going to be getting a new battery pack that will increase the lifespan energy-wise from a gamepad from 3 to 4 hours to 5 to 8 hours.
Oh, about effing time.
Yep. There's now, as of right now, there's no plans for. There's no word of a release out in the U.S. and Europe as of yet, but I'm pretty sure that there will be a release for this. I mean, it's definitely wanted throughout the entirety of the world.
I mean, heck, even if they don't make any announcement this time, that's not going to stop people from importing it to use on their systems.
True enough. Also, there will also be a White Wii U Premium bundle that will also be releasing in Japan. But as with the battery pack, there is no word yet of a possible outside release just at this time. But I definitely feel that the battery pack will at least be coming out worldwide sometime.
Yeah.
So let me say the thing about the Circle Pad for the 3DS, Circle Pad Pro.
Yeah.
Is that out yet?
Oh yeah, it's I think it is out. I think it's out. I have to look it up though, but I'm pretty sure it's been confirmed that it is.
Let me just look at that real quick.
Yeah, I'm at least sure that it's confirmed to be coming out in the U.S. and Europe.
I do know that as far as the 3DS XL Circle Pad Pro, that's going to be distributed through Nintendo's online-only store. Like, that won't even be seeing the shelves.
Okay. Okay, so it's order only. Oh, that's fine. I mean, as long as it's still available.
Because you can live without one, really.
Well, yeah, because, I mean, hasn't Nintendo, like, officially dropped it? Like, I think the last game that utilized it was Monster Hunter, and I think that's it for now.
Yeah, because Monster Hunter really was the only reason Nintendo bothered with that thing at all. And because that series has so much pull in Japan, and Nintendo knew, well, we got to get this thing on our system, give them a fucking extra Circle Pad.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
All right, and last bit of Nintendo news. The creator of Conker's Bad Fur Day has officially announced he is working on a Wii U project. Yeah,
it won't be what you want.
I think Seth just pissed himself.
Yeah,
No.
Christopher Sevor, the project leader on Rare's Nintendo 64 Swan Song and its Xbox remake, Conker's Bad Fur Day, has expressed a desire to acquire a few Wii U development kits before winter. His new as of right now, Savor is the head of his new studio called Gory Detail. After he left Rare, so interesting to have the guy behind probably one of the most foul-mouthed games ever playing on coming back to Nintendo's console to make some new titles for it.
Please make sunflower kits, please.
Didn't Microsoft have Conker, which
Yeah,
it's kind of amusing because now the creator is saying, "Look, Microsoft, I guess you're a bit squirrely."
I thought it was bullshit that the N64 version was less censored than the Xbox version. What the hell was that?
The only reason why I bought the Xbox version because I was expecting it to be, completely non-censored whatsoever. But then when you've got key scenes when they're bleeping out like different words, that originally in the N64 version, I'm like, you've got to be joking.
Yeah, like they were allowed to say shit on the N64, but then they bleeped that for the Xbox version. I was like, are you kidding me?
That is amazing. Because you'd think the opposite would be true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I believe the original title for the Xbox port of that game was like
Live and Uncut.
Yeah, Live and Uncut, and then they changed it
to Live and Reloaded.
Yeah.
Who's clapping?
Just a sarcastic clap.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was just
Live and uncut. Uncut.
Anyways, now moving away from the console news, we go towards pretty much developers and some opinions and all that kind of stuff. First off, yes, we got more Peter Molyneux stuff, mainly because Curiosity got completed. Yep, after 7 months, fans finally reached the center of Peter Molyneux's Curiosity, and the Lucky Tap was done by a Brian Henderson of Edinburgh, and was revealed that Brian is officially going to be one of the gods in Peter Molyneux's upcoming
Goddess.
God game Goddess, which is going to be along the lines of Populous.
There was one article I had read about when they had talked to the guy who did the last tap. That I think he picked it up like that day or that week.
An hour before he won.
Yeah,
he started playing it an hour before he won the game.
Wow, that's
which is pretty amazing, but you know, and the whole conceit that. So he gets to be like the main god, basically.
No, he gets to be one of the gods.
The rule sets within reason.
Yeah, he gets to be one of the gods.
As he gets a cut of whatever profits and stuff go into.
Yes, that is the big. Yes. That is the major thing right there. Some of the sales of Goddess will actually go towards him. So that is a nice little bonus there.
That lucky son of a.
I mean,
it's worth noting that they revealed that the players can actually overthrow him if they.
Yes, there is a overthrow god system that's been confirmed, so that'll be a nice little interesting twist too.
You know, all the people you beat are just gonna be like, I don't care if he's the nicest god, I'm overthrowing him.
You know, there's going to be people that are going to overthrow him just because he won.
Yeah, because
Curiosity.
Dicks. Because, yeah.
You know, the people are going to try at the very least. They're probably not going to succeed because there's people in the minority, but they're going to try.
Yeah.
And that's hoping that, because to my understanding, isn't Goddess a kickstarted game?
Yes, Goddess was kickstarted. Yes.
Which is funny because they released Curiosity before Goddess's Kickstarter, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So if they had lost that Kickstarter, well, what would have been the prize?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
The surprise, which would have been, we appreciate you. And that's it.
I mean, I'll be fair to Molyneux. This is a prize that can be described as, quote, life-changing.
Oh, yeah.
Because the guy has kind of already achieved that somewhat of fame now that people know who he is and everything, and whether or not if he...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
So Molyneux is, for once, not talking out of his ass.
Yes, for once. Or talking about just stuff that just makes you go, huh?
Yeah.
Anyways, now moving on, we got a bit of news from EA coming around, and it's actually mostly positive.
How is that? Wait.
First up,
positive.
EA.
Well, let him talk.
First
there
up,
have actually been a couple of really good EA stories as of late.
Yep.
You'd be surprised.
Yep. First off, EA will be showing Pride during June. As we know, EA is the staunch opposition, basically totally against the Defense of Marriage Act, and they have taken a step further with the EA Full Spectrum Conference to discuss sexuality within the gaming world. About 2 days ago, EA has stated in a small announcement for National Pride Month this June, they will be showing their support in Pride parades all over the world. EA employees, both gay and straight, will be attending National Pride parades in Seattle, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Stockholm, Vancouver, Austin, and Orlando. EA will also be marching in the parades in California, and PopCap has made plans to march in the Seattle parade.
See, guys, we're totally not the worst company in America.
Yeah, pretty much. Again, still trying to...
Wait before you say that, because we have some more interesting news to cover, which is actually pretty good.
Yep. Moving on from that, the next bit of news is, because the EA dropping the online passes, those online passes are now free on Xbox Live.
And they will be quickly doing the PSN shortly.
PSN will be over the next few weeks. Yep. For Xbox Live, basically any of those online passes for games like Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning, Dragon Age and Dragon Age 2, Mass Effect 2 and 3. They are now totally free. You can download them, no charge whatsoever.
They're permanently phasing out the online pass system, whereas doing as close to a phasing out as they possibly can.
Nice.
Yeah, good move.
Yeah, I have the same thoughts. It's a good move, and it's a small step to reclaiming their PR that they lost over the years.
Oh yeah, and boy, have they lost quite a bit. Yeah, this is a good step in the right direction, thankfully.
Yes.
Almost makes me want to go download those extra things for Mass Effect 3, but not quite.
Well, I already dislike Mass Effect 3 for more than just because of the online pass. There were a couple of reasons for that.
Oh, trust me, I know.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure you've read my rantings on the subject. I've had quite a few of them.
It was my most disappointing game last year. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moving on, last bit of news coming from EA comes as a slight more of an accident. To go along with the accidental put up on Amazon's page about Mirror's Edge 2. Mirror's Edge 2 has now popped up on EA's website.
On accident, they took it down.
Yeah, they took it down since then. But on the morning of May 30th, it was up there. It was up there. It was a total screen cap from Mirror's Edge 2.
I'd be willing to bet money that they're going to announce it at E3.
Yes.
that wouldn't be bad.
No, that'd be really awesome. If they
I have
announced Mirror's
said
Edge
for
2.
the longest time, I will not be interested in you until you make Mirror's Edge 2. Until you make that, I am done with you.
Yeah,
now the ball is
Edge,
in their court.
Mirror's Edge, I felt, was kind of one of those underappreciated things because a lot of people, were expecting, it's a first-person game. Why aren't I shooting more often? You're missing the point. It was made to me. Mirror's Edge was more of a platform game.
Yes.
I've always said I like the first half of Mirror's Edge.
Yeah, Mirror's
because
Edge.
The second half had those sections where you had to kill all the bad guys to proceed, and that was getting in the way of my happy parkour fun times.
Yeah, because Mirror's Edge was fun when you were moving at like 30 miles an hour, but when the game slows you down, Yeah,
so ironically, the shooting is, I would say, what destroyed Mirror's Edge for me almost.
Yeah. Hopefully this is leading up towards the big reveal for E3.
To be fair, they can improve that in the sequel. They can easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, everything can be improved in the sequel.
Because now we have a proof of concept. We know the concept works.
Yep. Okay. Next up, Blizzard had a bit of news, and bad news for anyone expecting their next MMO. Blizzard's Titan MMO has been pushed back until 2016.
That's big.
GamesBeat reported that a number of the staff working on the project has been cut from 100 to 70, and that staff are being reassigned to other projects.
Wow.
I think Blizzard even kind of realizes, let's put this MMO on a back burner for now and focus on something else because of how difficult, how risky a business is.
Because it'll be directly competing with WoW.
Yes.
Yeah, even Blizzard themselves came out and said the next thing they're going to make, it's not going to be WoW. There's no way. WoW was lightning in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not only that, they got a lot of stuff that they still have to take care of. They got Hearthstone that's in progress. There's still one more StarCraft 2 expansion that needs to be released.
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard's got more than enough. They really don't need to focus on another MMO as of right now. So this is a smart move on them, to be honest.
Wait. Oh, never mind. Thought I found something.
WoW is actually dying pretty slowly.
Yeah, there are. Yeah,
is.
The number of subscribers is still dwindling, slowly and surely, though. But
Because there are a lot of better MMOs that you don't have to pay for.
Yeah, there's a lot. Free to play has definitely been kicking their ass.
Yeah.
Rift.
Yep.
Rift went free to play.
Yeah,
Free
Rift
to
is
play
going
and
free to
things like
play
Guild Wars are
very
only
shortly.
a one-time payment.
Absolutely, or Perfect World. A lot of that stuff has been doing great. I mean, people have just kind of grown out of the concept that why should I pay a subscription for this when there's all this other stuff that can offer me the same experience?
And
exactly.
Hell, the Old Republic proved that subscription models don't work anymore pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
And Old Republic was pretty much aping all the design of Warcraft to begin with.
It had the best possible chance of succeeding because it had a recognizable brand made by a pretty well-known developer with a pretty successful track record. And if it doesn't succeed in the MMO space, subscription model, then no one can.
Yeah.
Aside from WoW.
Yeah. Also,
WoW and Eve.
Yeah. Also, add in a statement by Blizzard spokesperson Sean Dameron. He said that we've always had a highly iterative development process, and the unannounced MMO is no exception. We're using this opportunity to shift some of our resources to assist with other projects while the core team adapts our technology and tools to accommodate these new changes. Note that we haven't announced any dates for the MMO. So yeah, again, smart move just to put some more people on the other projects. Put some more people on Hearthstone. Put some more up on the third StarCraft 2, the next StarCraft 2 expansion.
PS4 port of Diablo 3.
That too. Make sure it doesn't frickin' suck.
Well, I mean, there's no auction house, so it's got to be better.
Yeah.
Why couldn't that have been Rock and Roll Racing?
I don't know. Anyways, moving on. This next one, this is Seth's gonna have quite a bit to talk about this. This week, the trailer for Sonic Lost World was released onto the net.
Seth is the only Sonic fan.
Well, he's the one who showed off the Sonic Extreme little demo that's being done by some people. And after seeing the trailer, this game looks a lot like Sonic Extreme, surprisingly enough.
Extreme.
Though it more has the look. It also has the look of like Sonic mixed with Super Mario Galaxy, if you will.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Sonic Extreme was the Saturn title that got canceled, right?
Yes.
Yes. Due to one of the developers for Sega Technical Institute Studio almost dying from ammonia.
Yeah.
They ended up shutting the title down and pretty much getting rid of the U.S. Technical Institute Studio altogether. And then to make up for it, they're like, we're doing a port of 3D Blast on the Saturn. Yeah. So
yeah, it's a fucking horror story when you hear what went down during the development of that, and it was all Sega's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like after playing the fan-made demo using the brand new Sonic fan generated Unreal 3 engine thing was amazing, and after seeing the trailer for Lost World, it pretty much every instinct of hype for Extreme came right back. And it's awesome to see, Sega, basically taking a step and saying, hey, we're going to reintroduce Extreme in a certain way, but at the same time, make it, not like Extreme and implement like the Mario Galaxy type gameplay. So I honestly think the combination of these two is going to be fantastic, and I really can't wait for them to put up a demo for it, on the Nintendo eShop probably later on in the year.
Yeah.
This is a Wii U exclusive, if I recall correctly, right?
This is a Wii U
exclusive.
Oh. Go ahead.
Well, actually, if you watch the trailer, there's also a 3DS emblem down there. So
yeah,
it's very much a Nintendo thing.
Yes.
Yep, Nintendo only. Yeah, and it was explained also a couple days after the trailer was released that Sonic's moves and abilities will be refined and tweaked for this game.
How do you refine Sonic?
What they're doing is they're making... in previous games, tilting the control stick a tiny bit would send Sonic into a light trot, while tilting the stick all the way would launch him at top speed. This would make precision platforming a lot more finicky than it needed to be. To do this, for Lost World, Sega is making Sonic walk by default with the tilt of the stick. But once you hold down one of the gamepad's triggers, Sonic will launch into a sprint. If you hold down the second trigger, Sonic will curl into a ball and go at full, like max speed.
That's actually logical.
Yeah, they're pretty much turning into a Prince of Persia at that point.
Yeah. Not to mention also, if Sonic runs into a wall, he will actually pull some parkour stuff and actually like run up the wall instead of just slamming into the obstacle. So you won't encounter a slowdown like that.
I can see good and bad things from it because there are several instances where there are wall barriers meant to prevent you from falling over the edge. So unless
there's going to be probably a limit. They'll probably like if it's over a certain height, you won't be able to get up to it.
If it's over 9,000 feet.
I'm fairly optimistic about this.
I think Punk was trying to say something.
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying this sounds really cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's always really been the biggest problem with trying to make 3D platform games with Sonic is that he moves too damn fast. So
yeah.
I'm just worried about what they mean by silly parkour stuff.
It's no use.
Let's not start that again.
Also,
I gotta say though, honestly, has anyone thought that the new Sonic game looks a little bit like Mario Galaxy?
Oh yeah, that's what we said.
That's what everyone's saying, and I see it myself. I think it's a really awesome idea.
Yeah.
I thought it was more like a bit of a copycat, honestly.
No, honestly, I don't think so.
The kind of genre lends himself to those kind of things, though. So I'm not really that.
I guess, but if I start seeing him in space, I'm gonna call copy.
They did that with Sonic Colors.
No, I'm gonna say.
That's true.
Totally go to space.
Yeah. Also, speaking of
space in several instances.
Also, speaking.
Okay, no, wait. If Sonic gets a spaceship.
No, he's not.
He's already had a spaceship.
Oh yeah.
He can totally have a spaceship made out of his own head. He can ride a fucking Yoshi for all I care. So,
anyways, speaking
the gameplay is solid, pretty much.
Anyway, speaking of Sonic Colors, it's also been confirmed that the Wisp power-ups will also be making a comeback into Sonic Lost World, so you'll be able to see those and use those as well. So, yeah, very optimistic about this. Have to see how it goes. Hopefully, there'll be a demo shown off at E3.
I'm praying there's a demo, because if there's a demo, that means it should be up in Culver City. And
I'll
actually make the drive for that.
Yeah.
They just have to make sure that they don't rush it, and I do think it's smart that they're only planning this for the Wii U. So.
Yes, because rushing it is what killed Sonic 06.
Mm-hmm. Also, going along the lines of Sega, really making sure that they get the Castle Illusion remake right, especially to get the original director's blessing, in fact. Sega Australia knew that pretty much Mickey's had some rough patches in his last few games, and they really want to make sure that they do right by the original. And to do so, they made sure to have their team joined by the original Castle of Illusion director Emiko Yamamoto and the art director Takashi Yuda. So they are making sure that, they have the guys that did the game.
Yeah, I'm
containing
my excitement right now.
They are going by them totally just so that they don't screw this up.
Worth note, this video was released via Sony's Conversations with Developers series that's promoting the PS4.
True. So
there's a little bit of subtle marketing saying that this is good because it's on the PS4.
Well, it probably won't be because they said they're going to have this released by summer. Like, this game has been in development for I think the last year and a half.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it can be a challenge simply because of the fact, Castle Illusion, it's decades old 2D game, and to my understanding, this is like full-on 3D platforming based.
No, it's straight 2D.
No, it's still a 2D. It's still very much. It's a 2.5D.
Yeah, it's a 2.5D game.
Never mind.
They said it itself, like, they didn't want to take this game to the third dimension. They wanted to keep it as original to the Genesis masterpiece as they could.
Yeah, and not only that, also the new team also said that they understand that this may seem like a remake, but actually isn't, because they're making measured efforts to add in what they could not do with the Genesis hardware back then.
Yeah, like the original director had so many ideas for the original game that were hindered due to a 16-bit platform.
So like actually, levels that were planned out that never actually implemented.
Yeah,
yep.
This is pretty much Castle of Illusion director's cut, which makes me even more excited because I could go on and on about how this game pretty much was the reason why you would buy a Genesis until Sonic came out a year later.
Mm-hmm.
Like this was the game to get for your Genesis if you were a Genesis fan.
Oh yeah,
so I take it you liked
Moonwalker.
Oh god, Moonwalker.
I want an HD release of Moonwalker. That'd be awesome.
You know what? I do too.
Oh, yeah.
Play level smooth criminal. I would want that.
Yeah, except instead in the re-release, could you maybe like work something out to like have the full songs go in instead of just these like bit music?
Michael is back.
Anyways, next up, got a little bit coming off the rumor mill here that the Dishonored developer Arcane Studios may be taking over work on Prey 2. Now, as we know, Prey 2 has pretty much been in just total friggin' limbo for quite a while.
It was.
God, I haven't played the original Prey in a long time.
Yeah, especially since
worth noting is that Arcane has 2 development studios.
Yeah.
So their odds are they'll put this one on one of the studios, and the other one can do whatever the project they want.
Yeah. For those
probably the Dishonored DLC.
Yeah. For those that don't know, beginning in March 2012, rumors started to fly around that Prey 2 was canceled. And in April 2012, Bethesda, the game's publisher, did eventually deny those rumors, and they did at least confirm that the game was no longer being aimed for a 2012 release. Still, the game remained a complete no-show for E3 2012, and in August of that year, Bethesda quietly removed the title from their website, and that was pretty much the swan song for the upcoming sequel to Prey. However, now a new rumor has arrived that should Prey 2 ever arrive on shelves, it would likely only vaguely resemble what the original E3 2011 demo showed, because of the fact that both Kotaku and fan site Alien Noir, Bethesda have indeed pulled Human Head Studios off of Prey 2 and are handing the title over to Dishonored developer Arcane Studios instead. More so, at Bethesda's instigation, Arcane Studios will supposedly be discarding all work previously done on Prey 2 by Human Head and begin the game from scratch with a 2016 release window set for it.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. I mean, especially just stepping into another project and trying to pick up what somebody else was doing.
Well, yeah, we've seen what that's happened.
Did not do that well because that was Gearbox.
Yeah, we've seen what has happened with those kinds of games. The disaster that was Duke Nukem Forever. And, yeah. It's best to just start from scratch and just do it all over again. And make sure it works.
Me personally, I'm not really broken up about it because, what kind of game was Prey 2 going to be?
Yeah, Prey 2 it looked like just you were hunting, you were like a bounty hunter, pretty much.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they'll do something really decent with it, so.
It took me forever to actually remember what Prey 2 was when I heard the story, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while.
But, I was like, Prey 2, wait.
Arcane,
what is a Prey 2?
But, we take a look at Arcane Studios. They did a great job with Dishonored. So, to give them the reins for Prey 2 and just to start completely from scratch and deliver their own vision as to what it should be, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to see the first bits of info to come from it.
Yeah, I'm in a Betty Bye mood. So how many more stories do we have?
Oh, we're coming towards the wind down here. Next up from Square Enix, they've finally given some info as to the progress on upcoming Final Fantasy games. However,
because what else are they going to make?
Yeah,
Hitman, Tomb Raider, Deus Ex.
Latest Famitsu magazine has updates on the status of the upcoming Final Fantasy
Kingdom
franchise
Hearts,
games.
Dragon Quest, so many other things they make besides Final Fantasy at this point.
Yeah,
Dragon Quest is always better than Final Fantasy.
Valkyrie Profile.
Yeah. Now,
give me Bushido Blade.
Star Ocean.
Yeah.
There's also Just Cause. Don't forget Just Cause.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, They said that the HD ports of X and X2 are coming along just fine, and also Lightning Returns. There was some time shown of it, as well as saying that they feel that the game is 70% done. As of right now, the standings are Final Fantasy X HD 80% done, Final Fantasy X-2 HD 65% done, Final Fantasy VIII for the PC. Yes, there is a PC version coming for that. 80% done. Lightning Returns, Final Fantasy 13 is 70% done. This last one, though, please disregard it. It's a joke. They're just making fun of the fact that, Final Fantasy Versus 13, still haven't heard shit from it.
So, speaking as one of the few mutant freaks that actually enjoyed 13 and 13-2, I am actually tentatively excited for Lightning Returns, not as much as I would be for like another series like Dishonored or anything else getting a sequel, but I'm interested to see what they had to do with the story.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely interested in the story myself. It's just, I think at this point, I just want to know more about Versus 13, to be honest.
Yeah.
I want them to finish that so they can get to Kingdom Hearts 3.
I know,
exactly.
right? Seriously.
That's the main reason. So it's like, great, you guys finished this really kick-ass title. Now
at this point, Versus 13 is an active obstacle to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is now in the way.
Yeah, Romance and Saga. Yeah, I agree. Romance and Saga probably should have they should have a new game for that. But this is Square Enix we're talking about here.
Like I said, let me know.
Saga, like, sell under par.
But I would be thrilled when they actually release Versus 13 and finally get this trilogy of Final Fantasy 13 done.
Yep.
Yeah.
Then they can get to work on like real shit.
Yep.
Like the next entry in the Blade Fencer Musashi series.
Oh, God. Wow, that is an ancient thing.
For all the 6 people here that know about Profile.
Yeah, anyways.
What about that Final Fantasy 26 game they had back in Deus Ex?
Yeah, at this point, that's never going to happen in the time frame they were joking about.
Yeah, anyways, next up. 2 professors have actually decided to take a look at what would happen if the used game market was actually eliminated, and not only that, prices on games nowadays would get a drop. They discovered, publishers could actually make a pretty decent profit on it.
It's worth knowing that the used game drop removal has to come with a price drop.
Yes.
If not, then the developers will start losing profits.
Yes,
but if they do it in conjunction, then they will make more profits.
Yeah, that's the caveat there. This find comes from professors Masakazu Ishihara from the New York University Leonard N. Stern School of Business, and Andrew Ching from the University of Toronto Rotman School of Management. They released these findings on a paper published in December 15th of last year, and said that eliminating the used market would result in a 10% drop in publishers' profits per game. However, if average retail prices for software were to drop by a third across the board, such as a $60 game going down, $60 games going down to $40 a game, publishers would actually see a 19% rise in profits. Of course, the profit increase scenario would only work if publishers would actually agree to a reduced manufacturer's retail price, which the likelihood of that is up for debate as of right now.
I don't think that would happen simply because you have companies like EA and Ubisoft who want to create their own form of digital distribution where they can control whether or not if a game depreciates in value. Obviously, they don't want to see that happen. Microsoft especially, the way they want to sell games to you through games on demand on 360, they don't like the idea of games depreciating in value at all, which is why we still need the physical retail space.
Yep. Now, I haven't actually read this study, so I don't know what their research methods were, but this is about the closest thing that games get to actual science.
Oh, hang on. What was the background noise?
For the most part, when we talk about games in things like use, sales, and business, we are all making baseless speculative arguments that have no actual scientific proof. Yeah, so I find it funny that the very first proof on used games we can get is one that says that used games on their own are not the problem when it comes to developers' profits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but
That's all I'm pointing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I do agree on that.
Brandon Carey is just saying.
If it sucks that if you see this, it may if like any of like the publishers actually like see this, maybe they would take notice of it, but in the end, I really don't think that we actually go into a price drop for new games just yet, I guess.
I mean, in other industries that are similar to games, they study the shit out of all of this stuff. They spend millions just on pure research in the markets. But the games industry, we just speculate. And I don't understand why that is.
Yeah, I mean, if you take, you look back at the so-called failures of like Tomb Raider and that, it was just basically just way overblowing how many copies it should have sold in like its first weeks or so.
Yeah. Just projecting these unrealistic figures that the games were never really ever going to meet. Whereas you have companies like Bandai who were able to look at Dark Souls 2 and say this did really well because they kept the.
You mean Dark Souls 1, not Dark Souls 2.
Excuse me.
Because Dark Souls was developed on the cheap.
Yes.
Yeah.
In other industries spend millions on just purely researching this stuff. What price points work, what policies work. And we get none of that. We just speculate.
Yeah, pretty much. So
there's no research involved. If it's all done in the field, and that's terrible.
Yeah,
it's a terrible way to do business.
Yeah, it really needs to change, and
it kind of reinforces the idea that the video game industry is still fairly young and hasn't really learned all the lessons that it needs to yet in order to thrive properly.
Too true.
By the time we learn that stuff like online passes, day one DLC episodes, if we know that whether they work or don't work, the reputation's already been sealed. It's too late to go back.
Yeah.
Unless you change everything.
Yep. All right. Next up, a couple of things coming from Take-Two. CEO Strauss Zelnick gave some opinions on some things. First up came about the whole thing about used games. Strauss brought up that the used games fee that the Xbox One will reportedly have. He said that there's no question that if Microsoft has figured out a way to tax used games, then we should get paid too. It's hard to imagine why they should and we shouldn't. However, their view about used games has been, as opposed to whining and figuring out ways to punish the consumer for buying used games, we figured that we'd be better off delighting the consumer instead. Let's push up our quality, which you've seen in our Metacritic scores, and then let's make sure to give people DLC, often free, 3 or 4 weeks out, which is the time you're at risk for them trading in their game. If you can keep the game in the consumer's hands for 8 weeks, you almost don't care anymore about the used game sales because it's the first 8 weeks that really nail you.
Strongly in favor of. I agree with all the sentiments.
Yeah, I totally agree on that.
Makes some sense.
I mean, that long period right there is like the bit. It's where you see like a lot of the quick trade backs, if you will.
It's the big hook, you mean?
I even agree with the first sentence. If Microsoft does tax used games, there's no reason that they alone should have any portion, all the profits.
Yeah,
absolutely. And it just kind of goes to show Microsoft's true colors in all of this.
I mean, I don't know if they did, and I didn't think they did. But if that is true, then that's a stupid thing to do.
Mm-hmm. Very true. So, well, we can just say this: Take-Two will most likely never really consider doing kind of lockout.
In a sense, given what we know about the Xbox One, the whole idea of charging somebody a $20 fee for a game that they didn't buy because it's on somebody else's account. If that $20 is only going to Microsoft, then they're just becoming the next GameStop. Because
pretty much.
What if, what about how much of that $20 is going to go to the publisher or the developer? Shouldn't they get a cut of that? And isn't that the big reason why people got so up in arms about using
Yes,
it?
exactly.
And to be
That's
fair,
why
we
people are
don't
against
know
it.
whether Microsoft will do that or not, even though knowing
Yeah.
a company, they're going to take the most significant chunk.
Right, but hypothetically.
Yeah. So, they're going to take at least 10 of that, if maybe 12 or 15 out of $20.
Right.
Yeah, totally agree on that. Now,
I still don't like the whole idea about paying for a pre-owned game again.
I can't stand that either. But
I
we're talking hypothetical. If it did happen, what would the result be?
Yeah. However, this next one,
I know.
Take-Two, what they said next. Well, what Zelnick said next, not so sure. MMOs don't work in the U.S.
Explain.
He says that we're actively investing in online MMOs. We're not doing it in the U.S. Why? Because MMOs don't work here. Strauss added that only 2 MMOs have ever found true success in the U.S., World of Warcraft and EverQuest. And he also specifically referenced how Blizzard had to delay and restart their upcoming MMO project Titan as well. And the competitors had very, very expensive lessons learning the hard way on how MMOs perform in the U.S. So they're only going to be focusing on the Asian market with their current MMO projects such as NBA 2K Online and Civilization Online. I totally disagree with this.
I would amend that statement to say the subscription model itself doesn't work as well as it used to in the U.S.
It's only the subscription model that is the flaw.
MMOs themselves are doing quite fine.
Yeah, see, that's the big thing that I get out of his speech is like, well, we can't get a subscription fee out of Americans, but we can totally get a subscription fee out of people in North Korea.
Out of those pussies in Korea.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
he's thinking.
Yeah, it's exactly what he's thinking. Because, there are a lot of games, they went free to play, and now they're uber successful, and they're making money hand over fist.
Developers haven't yet grasped the concept of people paying what they... charging for a few users to spend as much as as a bunch of small users would. Because that's what free-to-play does well. If a user really likes the game, they'll spend upwards to $50, $100, $200 on it, and that will pay for all the people who choose to spend only $1 or maybe even no money at all on the game.
Yeah, I mean, take a look at, like one of the free-to-play kings as of right now, League of Legends. I mean, Riot, the only thing that they like say, you can pay, it's your choice to either, just earn in-game points to buy champions, or you do have the option to pay some money to get that champion faster, but it's not required. The only thing is required, real money is required is for stuff like skins and just small little boosts to like your IP, which is the in-game currency. It's totally not pay to win, and that's the right way to do it.
Tribes Ascend. I've slapped down $60 on that game. Did I need to? No, but I wanted to.
Yeah, and not only that, also another example, you take a look like another MOBA game, Smite. They have an offer down for I think it's $20 or $30, and you're pretty much guaranteed to have every single god in the game for as long as the game runs.
On the flip side of this coin, the more we turn to free-to-play, the less MMOs we'll probably have in the long run.
True.
And the reason I say this is because if you're spending upwards of 60, hundreds of bucks on a single game, or investing a lot of time in it, which free-to-play games require almost by design, then you are going to be hesitant to switch to another game and spend all of that time and money on that next game.
Yeah. So,
it's not like,
it's
we
a
can just say, I'm
sword.
done, a subscription is over. That is, you've accumulated value on that profile, and you will be reluctant to leave that profile.
Yeah. Totally agree on that. Last bit from Take-Two. Zelnick made a remark about tablets, saying that tablets are going to be as good as PCs. He said that we continue to believe that video games will be more and more important to consumers on mobile platforms, especially tablets. We think tablets are going to be as good as PCs. We think they're a great entertainment device already. They're not quite there from a processing power POV, but they will get there. Now,
processing power hasn't really been my biggest concern. My biggest concern is give me fucking buttons.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this goes along. I mean, if you take a look at Razer, one of their things, the Razer, I think it was the Razer Edge, I think it was, or whatever. It's a tablet. It's a tablet PC, and you can actually hook up like these little these controllers like to the sides of it.
Right.
Right.
So I can see where he's coming from, but at the same time, tablets.
PCs aren't going anywhere anytime soon.
I really believe that PCs will still be more powerful than a tablet.
I think
they will.
That's going to be true all the time because there's just more you can do with bigger size components. You just can't do in a tablet size components.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And not only that, you can't.
Plus, you can actually upgrade the computer.
Yes, that's a big thing right there. You can't really exactly go into the hardware of a tablet and like stick in more memory or upgrade the graphics card or whatnot.
download more RAM.
The only way to upgrade a tablet is to buy the next tablet.
Yeah, and even like not even compared to desktop PCs, but compared to a laptop. Like if I want a decent laptop that plays games, pretty much, why the hell should I spend that money on a tablet that has, a limited marketplace where I can only play the games that I can buy on that tablet? Unless, I want a laptop, then it's like, anything I buy a CD for, then I can put whatever the fuck I want in it.
I could just install the Steam client and have everything work on that. Fine.
Absolutely. So, I think, that's one of the other problems with it is you're kind of limited to what you can and can't install on those tablets.
So what else do we have to talk about today?
Uh-oh.
Do we want to have things to talk about?
Gamer?
Oh no, Gamer's mic might have went out again.
Oh,
dear.
Or he might have been pulled away again. Wait.
I heard a noise.
I heard
Next
him.
up, sorry, that dang thing went dead on me again. Next up, winding down here, next up we have Gung Ho CEO. Gung Ho are the makers of Puzzle and Dragons, which has actually seen quite a bit of success on the 3DS. Gung Ho Online is saying that they made $118 million last month, and more than 10% of Japan is playing their game Puzzle and Dragons. And the CEO, Kazuki Morishita, told Bloomberg that he wants to top Nintendo's sales by the time he retires. I respect Nintendo, but he wants to emulate them and make people think whatever Gung Ho does is fun. So pretty much maybe shooting for the stars, or maybe shooting too high.
Shrugs.
He's shooting for the moon.
I mean, years ago I probably would have called him insane with as successful as the Wii and the DS were doing, but as questionable as the Wii U has been, as well as trying to be this one-all source of all the fun, because people keep going to Nintendo for a reason because of the latchkey fan base, for the Mario, the Zeldas, and the Metroids. Maybe not so much Metroid these days,
which I have explained in a couple of previous podcasts.
And we're still waiting for the other games, Star Fox, F-Zero GX, or whatever.
Oh, don't you get me fucking started on F-Zero. But and this guy, he wants to come out and say, like, I want to make something along those lines. You want to be the guy who delivers the next source of comfort food for gamers that go to you no matter what. That's a tall order, trying to create some newly established brand.
Charky, tell me about Metroid Other M.
Oh, God. Anyways, also
fuck that game. That's
also add note. Gung Ho's shares have risen dramatically this year. The company's market value even managed to eclipse that of Nintendo for a couple days of May. However, the publisher's stock has since fallen 27% since their record highs on May 14th. Whether Gung Ho's recent success with Puzzle and Dragons is a sign of things to come or merely a flash in the pan remains to be seen. So yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, this is just their first game, I believe, so I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of that Yeah. Will it stand the test? Will this company stand the test of time to actually get to that goal? Which
The game
I
is
slightly
on.
doubt. Last few little bits of news. First up, new Kickstarter up, which, if you are a fan of the old game called The Neverhood,
I wasn't.
definitely check this one out, called Armacrog.
I wasn't, most because I never actually heard of the game.
Neverhood, I remember playing a demo of this, and it was a point-and-click adventure game, but the biggest thing that wins me over with it was the style of this claymation look that they had to it.
Yes, it was all entirely in claymation, and this was from the minds of Doug Tenapple, creator of Earthworm Jim. Tenapple has rejoined Mike Deese and Ed Schofield, who also worked with him on both Earthworm Jim and The Neverhood, to create this spiritual sequel called Armacrog. And they have put up the Kickstarter. They are asking for $900,000, which is much less than the cost of what The Neverhood actually took to actually get made. Now Now, also to join them, Terry S. Taylor, the composer of The Neverhood's very interesting soundtrack, will also be back for this. And also on board lending their voice talents are Mike Nelson from Mystery Science Theater 3000, Veronica Belmont from a show on Revision 3's YouTube called Techzilla, John Heater, who's most well known as Napoleon Dynamite, and Scott Kurtz, the creator of the webcomic PvP, and, surprisingly enough, Rob Paulson. If you don't know who Rob Paulson is, just get out.
Okay, see ya.
I am going to have to go too then.
Okay. He's friggin' Yakko Warner, for crying out loud. If you really don't...
Oh!
You mean Bravo Man?
Oh yeah, he voices. Yeah, he's the voice of Bravo Man, and I have to admit, I do like his voice work in that.
Wow, are you serious? I mean, that's a really star-studded cast right there.
Yeah, and
especially for the guy who did the Neverhood soundtrack, because I love that soundtrack.
It is good.
Yep.
I can't. You don't understand it, but it's just so good.
Yeah, but Armacrog, if it's completely funded, it is planned to come out next summer on PC, Mac, and Linux. So, I'm definitely hoping it will get funded. Neverhood was quirky,
you have
but
to
was
be
very good quirky.
Stupid, retarded, and blind to not pledge for this game, man.
Alright.
I don't generally pledge for Kickstarter games, period. So...
Anyways, our last two bits of info. First up, the classic Tales of Symphonia, which was a big seller on the GameCube, is getting a re-release. Re-release in Japan, and now is confirmed to be also coming out in North America and Europe.
Awesome.
The game is Tales of Symphonia Chronicles, and as it was mentioned in the previous week in review, the game will have both the original Tales of Symphonia and the mega game Dawn of a New World, and it's a HD combo release. As of right now, the plan is that the North America and Europe versions will come out in 2014, early 2014 actually. Also, the guy behind it, Hideo Baga, has said that the PS2 version of the game will be used as a base, and that they'll be adding new artwork and new versions of the opening themes, among other things. So this won't just be a complete re-release. There will be some new stuff added to it as well.
Yeah, because
awesome.
if I remember correctly, I think the reason probably using the PS2 version as a base was because of the fact that it came out after the GameCube version. They may have added enhancements to it, since then.
Yeah, I think they
I
had,
am not
a few new, I think they had one new dungeon in the PS2 version.
Yeah. So I wasn't really, too aware of it, but I imagine that was why.
Last story.
Microsoft was caught.
Goodbye, gamer. We knew ye well.
Yeah, I'm
That's
getting
knowing you, dude.
No, we got one last thing to go. I had to freaking tell my dad off. Last thing left is Rayman Legends is confirmed to be coming out on the PS Vita. So, yeah, add another console to...
The title that was supposed to win us all over for the Wii U is now on basically every freaking console.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's amazing.
Luckily, though, this doesn't come at the cost of a later release, thankfully. But yeah, Vita owners, well, you got another port. That's it.
Basically, Wii U, tough shit.
Yeah, and, well, that's pretty much it for this week. Any final remarks, you guys?
I'll say this about Metroid Other M. At least it's not Rough Trigger.
At least it's not Kane and Lynch 2.
Oh,
Yes.
God. I do not need to be reminded of that.
At least it's not Daikatana.
Oh, God. That was
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, we're really digging now. Anyways, that is pretty much us. That's it from us for this week. We will all catch you later on. Well, we'll catch you next week.
Good night, guys and girls.
Yeah,
Good night.
Everyone.
Take care, everyone. See you all next time.
See ya.